Hi everyone, I'm jean-Luc, sometimes called Red due to my precocious younger self's obsession with color and internalized branding. I want to say welcome to the Smart Boys Variety Show, the show where we tell distasteful jokes and drink to handle our feelings. Today I'm joined by my two favorite metrosexuals, who, like that adjective, probably should have been left in the 90s. Guys, please introduce yourselves.
I wish I was left in the 90s. This is Ian.
I'm Garrett.
Anyway, I thought that was clever, but anyway, no laughs in the audience.
Well, I was trying not to interrupt your
Fumbles?
your introduction.
My fumbles, thanks. Yeah, no, it's fine. All right,
I thought you would want a clean intro there.
Look, we're all virgins at the podcast game. We all got tight little baby buttholes.
Baby podcast holes.
Podcast
Where all humans are born with an extra orifice that doesn't open until you have started your first podcast, in which the audio is then inserted.
Exactly, and then maybe by the end of this, after a year or two, maybe we'll have our little podcast holes loose like a clown's pocket. So.
I thought something else was gonna come out of your words there. Your words? I don't have words. Don't worry about them. This is why I need scripts.
Let's get on to the juicy meat of the argument.
The meat of the podcast. All right, so I wanted to first begin sort of following up. So we talked a lot about Elon Musk and SpaceX in our last one. Like a lot longer than I thought we were going to. But I'm just gonna follow up with saying that yesterday they, alongside NASA, had a shuttle launch. We were talking about how they were doing all their crazy shit, but according to an article by, NASA, for the first time in history, NASA astronauts have launched from American soil in a commercially built and operated American crew spaceship on its way to the International Space Station. The SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft carried NASA astronauts and lifted off at 3:22 Eastern Daylight Time on Saturday in the company's Falcon 9 rocket. Thank you. My phone is on. I'm going to turn that off now. From the Falcon 9 rocket from Launch Complex 39A at their Kennedy Space Center in Florida. So essentially the whole point of the mission and what they're doing is it's basically a bunch of test flights because, as we know, SpaceX, NASA, we all want to sort of get into cheap space flight for people to, eventually get them to our various solar system, Star Trek type fucking space stations that we're going to have, obviously in the next 100 years. So, anyway, that was cool. I thought it was fun. Say what you will about Musk's empire. I think SpaceX is doing some cool shit. We did it.
We need some more technology. Technology, good stuff. Although I think we should address before we get too far, some fake news we got. I believe on the last podcast we had mentioned this was going to be an Ubisoft one. Yeah, we're not doing that. We figured out that was a Herculean task, and we got.
Why do you have to say we weren't doing it? It's fine.
That's fine. We gotta address it.
Didn't do it.
I want to make us not liars.
I have no idea what you're referring to.
I said I was gonna talk about Ubisoft last time, but it's not gonna happen. I didn't want to do it.
Not now. Just it's been delayed.
Yes, everything's been delayed.
Hopefully
Speaking
when
of
we
delays,
get to space, we'll be able to do an Ubisoft podcast.
At some point. Yes.
When we're on the next rocket, we'll host it live from the rocket.
Oh my god. Anyway, I was looking at some cool fucking photos, by the way, of those rockets. Like the shit that they put in. Like the International Space Station is like decades old at this point. So like the rocket going there is so fucking like futuristic and like movie-esque looking that like I don't know. We're at an interesting point in space flight versus
Plus, I love the videos of these of the SpaceX rockets landing.
Oh
That's amazing. Reusable rockets.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole shit, man. Eventually they'll be like fucking airplanes, just going straight up into.
Oh, those airplanes we So I was thinking about.
Are you fucking good?
No, I'm a little tired. I'm just trying to think of airplanes in all of our front yards. We're gonna get to that point, hopefully.
What, the fucking Jetsons?
How big is your front yard?
What was the? Fuck! If you live in the Jetsons and you take one bad slip and you're gone, unless you got your rocket pack on. What's that? You're on your treadmill outside, hundreds of feet in the air.
What was that kind of terrible but okay movie where the guy like was a spy, and then his memories were like reimplanted, and then it was like a futuristic world.
Total Recall.
Total Recall? Okay. Anyway, it'll be like that.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Which one?
Wait, what the fuck was Arnold
There's two.
Schwarzenegger in that?
Oh wait.
Do you only-
do you
wait,
mean
do
that?
you
Do you
only
mean
know the
the? Do you mean the one that came out around like 2012
The more recent one, yeah.
with Colin Farrell?
Sure.
Yeah, it was called.
You know me. I definitely know all the actors and their names.
The Irish guy.
He didn't even have an Irish accent.
Yeah,
No,
So-
he never has an
I
Irish
don't
accent.
think. Is he actually Irish? He is Irish.
I
yeah.
think he's Irish.
He's in.
Well,
He's
you're
in Artemis. He's in Artemis Fowl. That's the dad.
He was
We're not
Bullseye. He
talking.
had an Irish
We
accent in that.
promised never to talk about Artemis Fowl.
Yeah,
on
but he
this
gets to. I'm
podcast.
saying that because he gets to use his true accent in that movie.
True accent. True. I always think back to Artemis Fowl, and I never actually pictured the guy like Artemis or any of the other people with Irish
I know,
accents.
neither
And then
did
I
I.
realized, I'm like, oh well, that would make
It's also
sense.
written by an Irishman.
Yeah, you can tell by the name Ian Colfer, spelled Eoin.
But I always pronounce Ion.
Ion.
Or
Or-
Ion.
yeah, or
Yeah.
yeah.
That's just what you guys call me.
Uh-huh.
Aeon.
All right. Anyway, speaking of movies, I want to talk about the Sonic movie, which we know recently came out. When did
Rolling
that come out?
around at the speed of
Earlier
ass.
this year.
It came out February 2020. It was pushed back, right, from their November.
Ah,
release.
yes.
Due to the
The apocryphal Valentine's Day movie,
No,
Sonic the
it
Hedgehog.
wasn't pushed back. It was pushed out, like a large brown log.
Out of a clown's pocket.
Yes,
That's
dude.
pocket.
That's exactly what Sonic looked like in that movie. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean, they fixed
before
it. They
they,
made it
well,
look
before
better.
they fixed it. Anyway, so a sequel to the Sonic the Hedgehog movie is in development, as first reported by Variety. So it's unclear when the film might be released, but the Sonic Hedgehog director Jeff Fowler and screenwriters Pat Casey and Josh Miller are all returning to do the sequel. They posted it also on Twitter, which is the epitome of real news.
Did you say fucking epitome?
Epitome, the epitome. I
See the way you said that. I
Don't
guess
worry.
there's only one way to respond to like this frankly disturbing news, and that's meow.
I hate you.
I don't think it. Honestly, I don't think the Sonic movie was received too poorly.
No,
No. I've got the
fine.
stats
It
here.
was
So
completely
Sonic the
average.
Hedgehog was actually a hit for Paramount. It earned $70 million in its first 4 days, and so $58 million of that in North America, and actually earned over $100 million overall globally. And it supplanted Detective Pikachu for the biggest inaugural showing for a video game adaptation.
That's good.
So
Unfortunate.
Ratings
Yeah.
wise, I think it stayed around six or so out of 10.
Which is fine.
I mean, I do kind of agree with the opinion that it would have been pretty blessed if this was just absolutely fucking horrible.
Oh, I
then
would have
it
actually seen the
never be
movie if it
forgotten.
was of poor quality. I haven't seen Sonic the Hedgehog yet. Not even for free. I haven't even torrented it. Or
Yeah.
anything of that nature.
Also, it was. I never go to see movies in theaters anyway, so I'm like, oh, I'll wait till it comes out, and now I'm just like, it's probably. Gonna
I
be
could just
average.
rewatch.
I just love terrible movies. I
I-
love all the trauma films and whatnot.
Instead of watch Sonic the Hedgehog, I could just rewatch
Surgical
whatever
Boogeyman
movie that I've
NYPD
been watching.
movie.
Just rewatch Silence of the Lambs for the
Oh, I was-
1200th time.
Oh, we're talking
I
about
don't think
good
I-
movies. I thought you.
I
meant,
just
like,
pulled one
other
that I watch a lot
movies.
out of my ass. Okay, no, I'm talking about. I'm touching on my habit that I have of never starting anything new, and I just rewatch TV shows and movies constantly.
That's fair.
I don't
Same.
consume new media.
you can't get too emotionally invested because
No.
we're like
I only have-
wasting your time.
I only have enough emotional investment to go into a few properties, so I have to. I only have enough. It's like a meter in Stardew Valley
So
goes down,
goes down every time you consume a new
Yeah.
piece of media.
and I
See,
can.
me with games, you know how I am, where just, I don't want to get into a new game, and I'm always hesitant. Or else you get my Witcher 3 experience, where I'm like, oh yeah, I just like triple 100% of that game because I felt like it. Or like I'll be like, I gotta find everything. Like
Yeah,
when
but you're
GTA
fucking
first
insane,
came out.
so it's fine.
When
I hate how you said
GTA
that.
first came out, and I got everything.
Triple 100%. That was like, what anime is that? Where it's like the double dollars. It's a Trigun.
What? The double dollar?
Or it's like the what's my character's name in that? Vash the
What is it?
Stampede.
Is it
And-
like Canadian money?
And
W's?
no, it's like a sci-fi space western, and then the main character's a bounty on him, and he's worth like $1 million $100 million double dollars or something like that.
$100 million double dollars because when you buy something you get one free.
Exactly.
The entire economy.
That sounds like something Rockstar would put in GTA Online. Double dollars.
Double dollars. Spend the same amount of money.
You have to. No. You pay double money. You pay for something not only with in-game currency but with real life money. You have to use both.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it.
Is it? Fuck.
As we saw from playing the game, and we were playing it yesterday, a solid $20 Canadian gets you $1 million.
Yeah,
so,
just like in real life. That's the U.S. Canadian conversion rate.
Yeah, just pretty much. Shut the fuck up. Oh,
it's quite the opposite way. It's it's quite the opposite.
Is the American currency tanking right now? Do I need to pull up?
No. 20 Canadian dollars equaling 100 American dollars would be great, but.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah. No, it's the fucking other way around.
No, I didn't mean it specifically in that order. I just can't. I didn't feel like thinking when I spoke.
That's fair.
So leave me alone.
It's
I have a soft skull. Things don't.
Right at the back.
Thoughts don't exit my mouth as much as they float around inside my abysmally shaped ape head and then just kind of fall from my tongue.
But yeah, I got these guys into GTA Online. We decided there's a bit more people coming back to it with it being free on the Epic Store. But I got it on Steam and they'd already had it on Steam.
What would you rate?
You got it through the Rockstar store?
Pardon?
You got it directly through Rockstar, right?
Yeah.
But you had to get the key because of some bullshittery.
What would you rate GTA Online?
As an experience?
Because I would rate it epic.
I've been playing this since 2013.
I thought that was funny.
I had Xbox.
Laughed internally.
That's pretty funny. Really brings us back to 2008. a little epic meme.
No, it's definitely interesting going back to it after so many. When I initially played it back in 2015.
When there was nothing to do and you would just steal.
You just kill people.
Play a couple jobs, and then now it's just businesses.
It was.
I've played on and off for all that time, so I've seen some of these. But even then, there's so much shit added to this, and just so much ways to just screw you over because you get in the game and everybody else has weaponized vehicles.
Everyone's a fucking hacker, so it's fine.
PC too. Everyone's a hacker, so that's fine.
I left my apartment in the game, not in real life. And then
you don't leave in real life. Don't worry about it.
I can't leave in real life. They have one of those quarantine pathways over my building, like the white pathways are sealed at the end.
Wait, do they actually?
No, I'm kidding. It was a joke.
Okay.
I live in a fucking. I live in a fucking scene from Wreck, the horror movie.
Oof.
No, but I left my apartment and then I get into I drive out of my garage with my car, and then I see this dude just hovering beside me on what are they called?
The flying bike.
The unicycles, yeah.
Oh yeah, the oppressor.
Yeah, he's just flying by on that, and then he's hovering beside me for a solid minute while I'm driving, and I kind of just was like, I started to sweat. I was like, "Whoo, he's not acting threatening," but I was like, "Oh, this kid, who." I feel like when you're walking by at night and someone kind of is walking like an inch too close to you, yeah, they're just a bit too fast behind you, and you're like, "Who is this going to turn into a situation? Am I going to have to put hands?" Except in GTA Online, you can't put hands on someone with a depressor. They just blow you. They take your soul.
And then there was the time where you got to meet the rest of your family, your twins.
What?
That was so I got steam started shooting out of the ground, knocked me over. And when you shoot a pipe in the game, we've seen it a couple times where you shoot a pipe in the game and then you get so that shot out of the ground beneath me. I got knocked over, and then suddenly I was lying in a pile of myselfs.
I was sitting in my office one day, and I'm just like, okay, I need to get all my stuff back in this game since Rockstar wouldn't let me import my character from Xbox because they want to make sure there's no modded accounts or anything. Oh, good for them. I wouldn't want any hackers in the game messing with people or affecting the in-game economies. And then I'm sitting in my office, and I look up, and there's a man wearing my clothes, except it's a man, and my character's a female in the game. And I look at that, and I go, Man, I just don't like that. And then it turns out he then goes bobbity boo and then turns me into a Ferris wheel. So I'm a 100-foot tall Ferris wheel clipping through the building. And I'm like, okay, well, that's great. I'll just go back to single player. Leave the mod or find a new game. I load back into single player. Oh, apparently it's a contagious mod. And it comes to my single player, and every person character is a fucking Ferris wheel.
How the fuck did you fix this, by the way? I just keep hearing about
I just restarted my game.
Oh, okay.
That's what you have to do.
It doesn't save. It doesn't save it. Okay.
No, thank God.
Can you imagine?
That's amazing.
One day we're gonna connect deep enough into the web that these things will start popping into real life, and everyone will turn into Ferris wheels.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you log off? This sounds like something from a fucking art house sci-fi film. Just log on, you're jacketed into the web like a Mega Man, and then you
may have logged off from the internet, but it looks like this reality has DRM.
Oh god, can you imagine DRM? Like, we have HUDs in the future, just chips or something like that. I know that's in a couple things. I think Altered Carbon has it a bit, and then just can you imagine DRM over your eyes?
Fuck.
I'll pass.
Virtual reality DRM, except you can never log off.
It'll be like Logan's Run. It's like, you can never log off. When you're coming to the end of your battery life, we gotta kill you.
Origin, except you can never log off it.
Yes. Oh, fuck.
I'll pass. Alright.
Speaking of passing.
Speaking of passing, I'm gonna pass away if I don't get to move on to my next topic here.
Ooh, Lord, I'm a pass.
Wait, no, I like how it wasn't. The way you phrased that, I was like, I'm not gonna kill myself. I'm just gonna perish. I'm just gonna wilt into my chair. I'm gonna pass away.
I'll just fucking ragdoll.
I'll pass away of my own volition.
I'll be walking and you'll turn around and you'll just hear, oof! You'll be on the ground with fucking my inventory strewn about.
Fun fact, last weekend was supposed to be in the church's calendar, the Ascension of Jesus Christ. And like him, I'm going to
is that what I thought?
Is that what that was? I thought that was indigestion.
I can't. Okay, we're moving on. I don't even know how to. I can't smoothly get into this topic now. But we're just going to talk about it. I want to talk about events. Speaking of events, speaking of
events in the Catholic calendar.
Speaking of the great Catholic theologians.
Oh my god, I'm crying.
Let's continue.
All right.
What's the next event coming up in the Catholic calendar? Tell me. And it's going to be
Game
the
Fest, BlizzCon, E3.
Yes.
All of these are going to be received at your nearest church. Bring some wine for communion and enjoy.
Did you see this Sony? Was it Sony or Nintendo that had this, they were doing a conference after the COVID situation started, and they put cardboard cutout PNGs over the video to make it look like there was an audience?
Stop. No.
They did on the live stream. It's like, why didn't you just do the live stream? Why you gotta put PNGs?
Don't worry about it. Okay. So in the world of COVID, we know life events in general are being cancelled left and right. But some important events in the world of nerdy things, like gaming events and releases, are being...
Gamer girls!
Gaming! Woo! Gaming events and releases are being pushed back or completely cancelled for 2020. So, for example, E3 was cancelled. That was noted in The Verge, amongst other...
oh shit, do you think they canceled SakuraCon?
Okay, we're not going to talk about SakuraCon.
What if I wanted to see Garugamesh?
Anyway, E3 got cancelled. It originally was supposed to be June 9th to the 11th. I have no idea about SakuraCon, but we'll figure it out.
That'll be the update of the next episode.
Where is SakuraCon 2020?
Where is SakuraCon? Do we know if they're if they're doing an online thing or if they're just canceling it all in general?
Yeah, so E3 specifically was cancelled. It originally had a June 9th to 11th date range, but actually hasn't stopped other game makers like Microsoft or Ubisoft from planning on holding online events to stream announcements. So we had a Nintendo Direct. They did a mini Nintendo Direct that happened on March 26th. So E3, I think, is just canceled, but what they've done and what is happening now is something called Summer Game Fest.
Ew.
So so a lot of studios are going to this. So Summer Game Fest, and this is a quote, a new industry-wide celebration of video games that will span from May through August, bring breaking news, in-game events, and free playable content from companies across the gaming industry all season long. Jeff Keighley will act as curator and host.
You mean Jeff
Pre
Keighley?
and post. Is it? Oh, is it Keighley?
It's Keighley,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I almost said
Oh,
Joff
that is-
because it's
You're gonna
spelled with a G. So
Geoff
you know
Keighley? Geoff Keighley.
what? Jeff Keighley will act
I'm gonna.
as curator.
Sorry, continue.
Will act as curator, host, pre and post shows in a lineup that includes companies such as Bethesda, Blizzard, CD Projekt Red, Electronic Arts, Microsoft Riot, Sony, and Square Enix.
Man, the only pre-show I need is CD Projekt Red, because, man, Cyberpunk's gonna make me pre, dude.
I'm gonna tweet at Jeff Keighley just this episode.
Tweet at Jeff Keighley. Hey, Jeff Keighley, are you gonna make
Jeff
me pre?
Keighley.
You're gonna make me pre, dude.
You're gonna make me pre.
I'm a fucking pre, dude.
Oh my god. Okay.
There's a lot.
So events
I felt that like pressure behind my eyeballs.
Yeah, ooh, I'm crying.
Are you guys excited for any games that are coming up this next year that are gonna be announced? I want to see more Cyberpunk stuff.
Buddy, I have 1,500 words here I need to get through. Can I get through my next paragraph
Do
about
we need
games?
to kick you?
I know, right?
Spamming in the chat.
IKR, LOL. Events will stream via all major channels, including Facebook, Mixer, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. As for details around specific events, publishers will make those announcements directly. And actually, as I was looking through, you can actually see the full schedule at summergamefest.com under their schedule tab. You can even export the event times into your own personal calendars if you're a nerd like me. So you'll never miss any of this hot gaming content. Hot. I'm not gonna
hot,
explain myself
so
there.
hot it'll make you pre.
So, hot.
I'll stop at the pre now.
Okay. Platforms such as Steam and Xbox will offer demos and trials of some games for a limited time. The Steam Game Festival Summer Edition, woo, is set for June 9th to the 14th.
I know Xbox might do like if they're doing something like that, they might throw around some free passes of like Game Pass or something like that,
Oh yeah, for sure.
or some bonuses or extra games on there to get people into that service.
Yeah.
So
the
like
first-
I know, fuck, they're having something next week. Oh yeah, No Man's Sky's coming to it
Yeah.
this week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So they'll probably advertise that a lot.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so the first major event, the inaugural event of Summer Game Fest. You couldn't have chosen a fucking worse name. That's okay, but you know what? Short.
Yeah, neither could have we for this podcast. So
you know what? I don't blame the marketing team. The first major event on June 4th is going to be the Sony event called PS5, The Future of Gaming, which I learned about separately, actually, from different articles I was reading. But I want to get into that event now. So Sony is officially confirming its next PlayStation 5 event, as I said, held June 4th, which is Thursday.
Are we actually
The
finally
event-
going to be able to see the PS5?
No, I'm going to get into that.
Okay.
So it's going to begin at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, and Sony's promising a look at the future of gaming on PS5. It will run for a bit more than an hour, in quotes, and feature a first look at games you'll be playing after PS5 launches this holiday, according to Jim Ryan, President and CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment. The games coming to PS5 represent the best in the industry from innovative studios that span the globe. Studios, both larger and smaller, I don't know what this voice is, those newer and those more established, have all been hard at work developing games that will showcase the potential of the hardware, says Ryan. This digital showcase will run for a bit more than an hour, and for the first time, we'll all be together virtually, experiencing the excitement together. So Sony so far has unveiled PS5 specs, logo, the new wireless controller for the next-gen console, but it's not showing off the console itself, and there is no idea that if in this event they're going to show off the console or not. To answer your original query.
So, as we've said, we talked about this in the first episode as well. They showed off the DualSense controller.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we all know what it looks like, I assume.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if that means the PS5 is going to be white, not black. Like
Yeah.
the
I mean,
others have been.
I would
the
assume
PS,
so, then.
all the other PlayStations have always had a white and a black version, though.
Have they?
PS2.
But if they're showing their
did.
controller already only
As white, I'm
in
assuming if the
white
I'm wondering if the default is going to be white, or if it's going to be white with some black accents or something like that.
Maybe.
I'm curious.
That would make sense.
That was a strange topic of conversation. That was a
They've
strange.
Also, they're also going to try to do a bunch of backwards compatibility, although they're going to have to rely on that through updates to the games. It's said, which means that not every game will be supported. It's up to a lot of the developers. Whereas I know with the Xbox launch, it's confirmed that it'll be able to take current Xbox One games, anything already on the 360 and original Xbox that are already backwards compatible. And then it seems as though they're saying that they're going to have a bunch of other ones ready by then, whether it be maybe slowly adding some over time, or if they're just going to be dropping it. So both consoles are going to be focusing on backwards compatibility. And yeah, it's just that the PlayStations might have to... It might be more independent on the games itself and like the publishers.
They've already released that Destiny 2 is going to be backwards compatible.
Yeah, they want that. Anything MMO like that, they're going to want to be on. I don't get too angry with me calling that an MMO, but like anything very multiplayer like that is probably going to be either backwards compatible or originally have a version at launch.
Yeah. Yeah, the one of the major events also that's coming up that I think would be good for... I'm going to try to listen into it. It's on June 6th, which is going to be Saturday at 4:30 p.m. is the Future Game Show, which is the digital showcase of all upcoming games. So
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that, see what shit's coming up.
Great, I can see Knack 3.
What's everyone's like top 3 games?
Knack 3. Knack 1, 2, and 3.
Knack 3, baby!
I don't know what's coming out.
As they say.
Last of Us Part 2 is coming out, as we know.
That's
lots of shit's happening there, but I'm
but-
looking forward to playing it regardless.
That's the situation.
You don't have a PlayStation. Are you going to play it?
I don't fucking know. Buy one. I don't know.
I'm excited for what's it called Cyberpunk. I think we're all excited for Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
We're all pretty excited.
I'm especially excited because I'm finally going to be able to. I'm possibly going to have a new PC before or when that comes out, and like I won't. That's what was scaring me about Cyberpunk is that I was in the back of my head. I was like, oh my god, is my PC going to be able to play this? Oh man,
Is it going to be too powerful for my RAM?
My rig, bro. Paper Mario, the origami something is happening.
Right, yes.
It's happening. New Paper Mario, Origami King.
I guess I'm
new Nintendo game, essentially.
Breath of the Wild 2 because they announced that they're doing a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Oh shit, Breath of the Wild 2 is like a thing? I had zero idea.
Yeah, it was confirmed.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, I need to look more into that. Thank you. See, we're
Do
all
it right now. Do your research well. We're podcasting.
I literally typed in upcoming games into Google to make sure I'm like, okay, like what is coming out so I don't sound like an idiot. That I'm.
There's a lot of older big games coming to the Switch, I know. One of the big ones, which is, I believe they listed as coming out in June, is the Metroid Prime Trilogy. Will be coming to Switch.
Excited for that.
Sweet. Yeah.
I'm curious how that's going to work on Switch, because on the Wii, the Prime Trilogy works because you have a Wiimote. Like, holding the Wiimote, you're basically aiming like Samus aims her cannon. So
well, you'd probably have to have the two little Joy-Cons in your hand if you're playing it. Like,
I assume you're gonna hold one like the it's strange.
Yeah. Anyway, how fun.
Because the whole point of the trilogy was that you weren't aiming with a controller, you were aiming in real time, or how you would actually aim the cannon rather than using a stick. And the Joy-Cons are pretty stick based, if I recall.
100% stick based or so.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
I have no idea, but anyway.
Welcome to June.
But yeah, so I did see that Borderlands is being ported. I don't know if it. I just saw Borderlands. I don't know if it is Borderlands.
I was just gonna ask that. Yeah, I wonder if they're gonna do the Handsome collection.
Or if they're doing.
I believe it is the Handsome collection. I was looking at some upward.
Typing right near my microphone, so that's gonna sound real good to all the listeners out there.
Do you have a mute button?
I thought you said a mute button for a second. But pull up some other upcoming releases.
Don't pull up some upcoming releases. Continue with your fucking news.
My news about video games is done. So if you have any topics I could link in succinctly, please.
No, mine's gonna be a whole thing. So it's.
I got something that's releasing soon.
Okay.
And this I gotta talk about because I'm. We've heard my criticisms of the Master Chief Collection being broken already, but I'm really excited for it.
I edited all those out in the last two episodes.
They're all gone.
Oh yeah.
Are they actually gone?
Pardon?
Are they all gone? All
No,
we'll talk about?
I'm kidding. That was a joke. It was sarcastic. They're all. The only thing I edited out last episode. Oh, I actually want to go into this. I don't know because you two obviously didn't see this either. I edited out a lot of our Elder Scrolls Online conversation last time because it turned into a walkthrough of how to play the game, and I was like, that's uninteresting to the core. And then it was just me and Jean-Luc sitting there staring out our PCs while Ian regaled us with his knowledge. And we're not Tips and Tricks magazine, so I don't want to go into that. And then lo and behold, I fucking get to the ending. We say our all goodbyes, and then the part that I edited out was just tacked on to the ending, rather than like I accidentally in the timeline put it to the end rather than deleted it because I'm an asshole.
Idiot.
That's hilarious.
Because I thought I saw that it was still an hour and 30 minutes. So I'm like, oh, he didn't edit anything out.
I hate my life. It was a lot. I just saw that 2 days ago. I'll have to re-upload that to the RSS feed.
So, everyone has to run now to.
Speaking of Master Chief Collection, though, like I was saying, this month they're releasing the Insider Program version of Halo 3. For those part of the Xbox Insider Program, they'll be able to play some limited game modes and limited campaign missions on the Master Chief Collection, and that includes the missions Sierra 117, The Storm, The Ark, The Covenant, and Halo, which are all of the larger missions, the ones dealing with more vehicle warfare, including the starting and end missions. So it looks like they're avoiding some of the smaller missions and just testing probably major parts of the game. Should just have it all available because, it's going to turn out, the missions we didn't test didn't work somehow, knowing them. But this will be interesting. Some limited ones are coming, and then hopefully just after the test flight, we'll get that fully released for everybody, because I want to play Halo 3 specifically.
I hope it never comes. I hope they skip it.
Yeah, it'd be
I hope they just release 4 to spite you.
No, not even ODST. Just go straight to 4.
No, go straight to 4.
Just,
game of the year.
Pull a sneaky on me and throw in 5.
I was just gonna say they're gonna be like, 3 isn't tracking well with our audience, so we're gonna take it out of Master Chief Collection and put 5 in its place.
Put Halo 5 Guardians.
Halo 5 ODST.
Y'all are disgusting. Anyway,
I don't want to refer to it as Halo 5. I want to refer to it as Halo 5 Guardians.
So when you're mad at a small child and you refer to them by their full name.
No, I was just saying so that way it sounds like a fan fiction that like somebody made up about it, or like one of the books, so I can ignore
Halo
it.
5.
Just kidding. I read the books; they're very good. The books are actually very good sci-fi books.
What's the dude that wrote a lot of them? Eric Nyland. He wrote a series that I really like called I don't remember what it's called, Mortal Coils or something like that. And there was only 2 books, and then he had a spat with his publisher and never finished. And I'm depressed about a lot of things, but that's been a constant depressive shard sticking in the back of my brain for the last 10 years since I read them.
Just hoping one.
It was supposed to be a 5-book series, and he only got 2 books out.
Ugh.
It was just enough to like start the overarching plot, and then it.
What's worse, that or having a trilogy, but still waiting for the last and 3rd book? That's me with the King Killer Chronicles.
I've read all of those so far. Yeah.
God damn it! I just want.
I don't know how he's gonna finish that all in a trilogy.
I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if that got stretched into a quadrilogy.
A quattro.
All right. Well, speaking of books, thank you for that amazing transition, because I want to speak about books next, actually. And the world.
Yeah, we rode that segue right off the cliff, like the.
That was actually on purpose. I'm actually playing. I play 4D chess, as the 4chans say.
As the 4chans, a hacker known as 4chan started spreading around these fake rumors about the iPhone, saying it's waterproof.
What?
You know about that?
I'm so confused.
Oh my god, there was a whole... Anyways, go back to books, because we're now leaving away from books.
Alright, yes. I want to move on to the world of literature, please, and thank you.
Oh yeah, I'm lit.
Imagine a character, imagine a person just doing the rock on symbol and then clenching their teeth. That was me just now.
Should we turn our webcams on for this podcast? That can be the addition in the next episode.
So many podcasts now do video with their pod.
No, then I have to not look like a pile of hot trash.
Garbage. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Pile of clothes that have gained sentience.
We're talking about some literature here. Suzanne Collins. We all remember Suzanne Collins. If you don't remember Suzanne Collins, She was the writer, author.
She's the one that you read a lot of fan fiction of when you were 13.
Yes, and you probably wrote some fan fiction of because we all did.
Who's this again? I know names. I know the names.
Suzanne Collins. Oh my god, I was about to fucking say it.
I know you were. That's what I said.
Hunger Games.
Hunger
The
Games.
Hunger
Yes.
Games trilogy.
Sorry, I blanked those out and pretended they didn't exist for a while.
Why? They're fine.
So announced last year.
No, I just didn't care about them.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of stopped caring about them once I read them and watched all the cool movies. Anyway, as of June 2019, she announced that she was working on a new novel, which now, and we know it was named, and it was released on May 19th, is called The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And currently retails for what I think is really a ridiculous cost for a book. I don't know how much books cost nowadays, but I feel this is a lot. It's $36.99 Canadian.
No, that tracks.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yep.
For a brand
Also,
new...
don't forget,
Books are really
this is
expensive.
this is the AAA of books because it's such a well-known author. She knows everyone's going to pay that for.
I
It's
guess.
like when J.K. Rowling released A Cursed Child, except I heard this was okay.
Yeah, so... Anyway, right now it's on sale for $25 from Chapters or Indigo here in Canada,
Wow.
so I think that's a pretty... I would pay that. That's the amount... That's that might kind of max for any book of any story.
I hope someone listens to this in 2 years and they're like, wow, I can go get that. And then they look at the date posted.
And then they're like, fuck. Alright, so in her new book, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is a prequel to The Hunger Games, she looks at the teenager who becomes the monster. So to do that, Colin takes the readers back 64 years before Katniss competed in the games, to a capital that is still rebuilding itself after the district's unsuccessful rebellion. 18-year-old Coriolanus, I think that's how you pronounce that, Coriolanus, maybe? A member, as it happens, of the House of Snow. We, of course, remember President Snow from the main trilogy. This is teenage/young 18-year-old President Snow, I believe, from what I was reading. Essentially, without spoiling too much of the story, Corio, as that's the name apparently from his friends, and that's the name that they use in the book more often, is tasked to mentor a District 12 girl by the name of Lucy Gray Baird. Though we won't know the origin of the games until the end of the book, much of Songbirds and Snakes is rooted in the idea that what is past is prologue. So, essentially, it's a proper historical of the world account, 64 years prior to the... So that would have been 10th Hunger Games?
That sounds like some.
Yeah.
Which would be the first
A good meme.
Which would, I think, be the first, what do they call? Oh, no,
it wouldn't.
Quell, that's every 25 years.
Yeah.
I thought they did something every, 5 or 10 years. I don't
think they do.
Anyway, so that's interesting. That's cool. That's come out. I'm sure that there's going to be a movie adaptation.
It's like when George R. R. Martin released that book, a prequel book about the House Targaryen, except Suzanne Collins actually did it after her books were finished.
Are you chewing on grapes? It sounds like you have something stuck in your mouth.
Talking to me or Ian?
You.
I have ice in my mouth.
That's really great when you need to do audio.
Big crunch.
Anyway, moving on.
Just crunch around the mic. It's gonna be an ASMR podcast.
I just wanted to say that because I thought that was cool. I like. Basically, there's 3 authors I'm going to talk about from our childhood, essentially, from the early 2000s that have gained popularity, that are now coming out again with something that is going to be, I think, highly marketed and highly
coming out again
profitable.
with everything but a changed sexuality.
Okay.
That's really dumb. I'm going to cut that.
No, that's J.K. Rowling's. That's what J.K.
Do you think J.K. Rowling? I don't know where I was going with that. Just
Guys,
continue.
Did you know Dobby was gay? What are you talking about? Hermione was in a wheelchair. What? What are you talking? What?
Wait, what?
No,
I don't want to get into that
that
right now. I'm going to look that up later, but...
It's not
It's
true.
just a big
Nothing
niche.
he just said was true.
Okay, great.
No, those were jokes. But just that's pretty much what she just does with the character.
There's probably some
she-
fan fiction
she-
about it, but
yeah,
it's jokes.
she makes a lot of fucking after changes. Anyway, so J.K. Rowling's Pottermore Publishing, because I think she now owns Pottermore Publishing.
She does,
I think
yes.
She is self-publishing essentially.
She's in
4 new
control.
books along the way, providing 4 books.
I hope they're all just movie novelizations of the Fantastic Beasts series.
No, they are. I'm going to tell you what they are. So they're
2 for each movie.
Stop. They're providing an opportunity to delve deeper into the magical world of your favorite boy wizard. The series of short ebooks will explore the traditional folklore and magic at the heart of the Harry Potter series, the announcement says.
Oh my god, is it... Sorry, I thought you were done. Go. I'll say that.
No, I have a couple paragraphs here.
Oh, I was just saying, is this... We're going to get an in-depth explanation about how the wizards whisk away their shit magically.
Yes, please.
I like how they also said like we know Harry's an adult. It's like, oh, your favorite little boy, little round faced boy wizard.
Your little cherub, little black haired cherub.
Little cute little chiefs, little fucked up forehead wizard.
Okay, moving on.
The Lightning himself.
Lightning McQueen himself.
Harry Potter.
That fell very flat. I looked at the Discord channels there. I said that, and there was no green lines around either of them for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, no laughing. No nothing.
Guys, I figured out a new spell. What is it? Ka-chow.
What?
What?
You said Lightning McQueen.
Oh, got
wizard.
it. Right.
Oh,
All right.
oh
I'm
my
not big
God.
on the Cars lore.
No, yeah. You don't need to be. You shouldn't be.
Lore.
Nobody should be.
That's like
Except
the
for
one
parents,
thing
maybe.
from the movie.
Okay. So these books, these four books, 4. I'm still stuck up on that number, by the way. Will be.
That's more than half of the original series.
Yeah, with the okay. I think they are going to be shorter novels.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know, but
They're
like, and they're
novellas.
ebooks, so I don't know if that's anyway. The first pair of the 4 books scheduled to be released this June. I can't speak. June. Each will delve
you
into
need some
subjects
milk.
familiar to people who paid attention when the trio of heroes discuss their upcoming course load at the start of each book. The titles include Harry Potter, A Journey Through Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts, Harry Potter, A Journey Through Potions and Herbology, Harry Potter, A Journey Through Divination and Astronomy,
Okay,
and
sorry.
Harry Potter, A Journey Through Care of
The
Magical
most
Creatures.
exciting part
Are
of
you
the book
implying to
was
me
in
that
class.
she's writing a
Their
slice of life
experiences
anime
in
about Harry
class.
Potter?
She's writing a fanfic, essentially, of what
It's just a
their
slice
everyday
of life
was.
fanfic.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what she's doing. So it appeared that the ebooks are more supplemental material than the continuing adventures of the characters you love. No shit. The first of the new books, Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts and Potions and Herbology, will be released June 27th, and they're available through pre-order through Amazon and Apple Books for $2.99 American.
And we'll be
You're
doing
A detailed
an
read-through.
additional extra episode for our patron-only members on them.
Absolutely. So you're telling me she's gonna make 4 books, which are just pretty much fan fictions about Harry sitting in class and nothing exciting happening.
But
Because nothing exciting can happen.
Here's the thing. Harry's a bit of a slack off, so it's just going to be him not paying attention in class, and then them going up to Hermione and being like, "Can I borrow your nose?" That's the plot. That's the plot of every.
I can't fathom, because you can't have Harry get into. No one can get into any new relationships because that didn't happen in the book, or if it had happened, it would have been in the book because that would have been important. Like, what is? Am I just gonna watch Harry watch fucking paint dry on the walls while he ignores his professors?
Yes.
You can't have new characters because it's like, oh, if these were close characters to Harry, why didn't he include them on his list of friends that he would call in at the end?
This is exactly like, this is a very strange comparison, but it's exactly like, so 13 Reasons Why. The first season was based off the book, and that was it. Like, that was the source material. That's all they had. And then season 2, don't ask why I know so much about 13 Reasons Why, by the way. I watched a lot of videos on it. It's like a train wreck. It's like how I know so much about Suicide Squad, but I've never watched a single actual moment of the movie. But season 2 goes in, and they're like, oh yeah, here's these things that happened in between the tapes. Like, Hannah got into a relationship with this dude, but she never said it on that dude's tape, but don't worry about it. She was definitely in a relationship with this dude. It was definitely really pertinent to the story at hand. That's what this feels like.
The joke about J.K. Rowling of like, no, I forgot to put that in the
This
book.
is the only thing that J.K. Rowling has is that she hasn't gone back and touched the actual like characters that she wrote in terms of like she hasn't written books about the like prequel books about the characters and tried to milk the franchise like that, and now she doesn't have that anymore.
No.
So
I mean, she's doing
Harry Potter 6. Harry goes to the dentist to get his teeth fixed.
Anyway.
Harry Potter's 7. You got. I know these numbers already exist, but like, oh, this one.
This one.
Harry and Ron get detention.
Hey, what do you want to name the next Harry Potter book?
Babysitter Club books.
Like Harry Potter, colon this one.
This one. Stop. Anyway.
Harry Potter and the the Classroom of Learning.
It's the Classroom of Learning. Ooh.
It's not magic.
I can see
Harry
it. Like,
Potter
I can
and
see
the
it, and I'm gonna
Smartboard.
give it some credence in the sense of, like, you don't know as much through the perspective. I'm hoping that maybe it's gonna be perspectives through other characters more. That would be
Everyone's
interesting.
gonna shit on Harry in their narration. What a fucking lazy slag off bitch. Fucking
It'd be
chosen one. Oh, can't even get a B- in fucking potions.
Hey,
What a fucking
can't even get
beta
a
cock
fucking
soy boy.
pass in math. Actually, no. I guess Harry would be the only one to like take math and science.
I hope it's just suddenly not in the 90s anymore. It's in like 2020, and then someone like I want to hear someone call Harry a simp.
Stop.
Harry
You simp.
Harry opens a computer class to teach everyone how to use computers, and it's just like, oh, how do I do anything? Do I say any spells? No, you just you go back. You just click on the mouse. Like I'm waving it. No, you got to put it down on the desk.
Actually, well, you know, the wizards have a good excuse at least because technology doesn't coalesce well with magic, which is why
those
the
are both
pure
things.
blood families don't know how to use technology.
but,
People
like,
our
it's
age that have
half-blood
grown up
people.
with technology don't have that excuse.
That's fair. But more importantly, Mr. Weasley has no excuse about not knowing what a rubber duck is for.
Don't worry about it. No, but it makes him quirky.
That's universal everywhere.
That makes him. No, do you not know how much technology goes into a rubber duck?
That's you know what?
Do you know how many? Do you know how many pulleys and gears are in that?
I guess that the development of rubber after the Second World War didn't translate
Oh, I hate this already.
to the wizards.
This is why I never want to write an alternate history book where
why
it
you
has
never,
like a diversion point where you have to think about all these things. Like, oh, well, if this country had magic, how did they win this specific war that happened in 1765 for 2 days? That would have had a different outcome if magic had existed. It's like, oh fuck, I don't want to think about that.
Just
Alas, thank God we don't need to.
Harry Potter and the Glock of secrets. And he pulls like gun and kills Voldemort.
Fuck. Oh my God.
Did you just clock back a gun? I heard a clacking sound when you said that.
No,
Did you just pull like an M9 out of your fucking back pocket?
Who the fuck knows? Anyway, also from
You
Rowling.
mess with the Chosen one, you get the Chosen gun.
The Chosen Gun. Alright, we're gonna move on because J.K. Rowling has done something else that we're gonna talk about for about 10 seconds here. She is also releasing a new kid's story targeted for those aged 7 to 9 called The Ichabog. Literally has no relation to Harry Potter and is releasing online for free and is releasing on a chapter-by-chapter basis for 34 chapters overall. So,
She's running a web serial. J.K. Rowling, famous author J.K. Rowling, billionaire J.K. Rowling is writing a web serial.
Yep. He's writing a web serial?
Writing a web serial. It's for my target audience of 12-year-old of 12-year-old brains and 23-year-old bodies.
I mean, she already does like share an entire audience with like Homestuck.
It says 12 and up. That means I'm allowed to consume it. It says 12 and up.
That means up.
I'm above 12. That means I can consume it.
Are you sure? Anyway, speaking on, we were talking about rewrites before, and I think this is a good segue. So if you remember, the Twilight series was written by Stephanie Myers.
Stop! I already know what this is gonna be.
I don't know.
In 2008, she had a manuscript that was leaked, and essentially it was called Midnight Sun, and it was a retelling of her best-selling series from Edward Cullen's perspective. So in 2008, it was leaked, and she basically said, "Ugh, I'm emotionally compromised right now, and I can't finish writing this manuscript because I'm just going to kill all the characters in the end if I continue writing this." So she was just kind of rewriting a fanfic of her own book, and she couldn't even finish it. She already had the story in place, and it was mostly written, but, whatever.
I mean, to be quite fair, leaks are quite, like, demoralizing. You're just kind of like, I don't fuck, because who's going to fucking buy it if part of it is already fucking leaked? Like,
yeah,
I think if only part of it is leaked, then I would.
Yeah, but then like you're run to the problem where you go, oh, people that may have bought this have read part of it and said, no, this isn't for me, I'm okay. And then just like you don't have any, your potential buyers lose out. You lose out on potential buyers.
Fair.
Yeah.
I don't think she was gonna, suffer from any
No, I'm sure
lack
she
of
was
success,
fine.
But
I'm
anyway.
sure she was fine.
Anyway, so it has a August 4th, 2020 release date.
You didn't, can I add in, you didn't say there is actually a second part
No,
of that?
I'm talking about it later.
With 50 Shades?
Oh, no, I'm talking...
No, I'm talking about this.
The gender swapped.
No, not that. I'm saying why she didn't release that initially.
Oh, no, I didn't have
so
the deets.
Originally it got leaked, and then after that, she kind of got back together a bit, pulled herself up her bootstraps, said, yeah, I'm going to just finish writing this and release it. And then our favorite fan fiction writer, E.L. James, released Grey, a retelling of 50 Shades from Christian's point of view. And then Stephanie Meyer was like, I'm out of this now.
But now apparently she's back in it because it's been enough time between...
Was that because they thought it was a good idea, or because they're just fucking goofing on her at this point?
Who goofing on who?
Grey. It's like, oh, it leaked that you're.
Oh no, yeah, It's like I stole your fucking work already. Basically, this was originally a fan fiction of that I renamed, and then I'm just gonna take your ideas now.
Yep. Don't worry about it.
Maybe inadvertently. I'm not saying it was on purpose. I don't want to get. Yeah. E.L. James is quite well known for.
Just say allegedly. Allegedly was on purpose because allegedly totally he already stole.
She's quite well known for like being moody and taking things down. I don't know if you know, but she doesn't allow fan fiction of her work to be written. She will put down a takedown notice.
What the fuck?
I've read too much in fan fiction.
No double fan fictions. No fan fictions of my fan.
No, you can't have a fan fiction squared. That's not allowed. Anyways,
guys, there's rules.
Allegedly,
not to me.
I don't know what her motivations are because I don't want her sending her probably very well financed lawyers after this podcast.
It's fine. We said allegedly. Allegedly, she did these things.
Yep.
Is that what one of the tags should be on the video?
Yeah.
Allegedly. Great, I love it. All right.
Podcast number 3, allegedly.
Moving on to this train wreck of a conversation. Publisher Little Brown. This is I'm quoting how this was written in
you have to
an article.
Say the space. Little, Brown.
Wait, why would you breathe in and also say comma?
What did I say comma?
You said,
oh my god, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like my brain is
falling apart. Brown said the book would see Meyer draw on the classic myth of Hades and Persephone to revisit human teenager Bella Swan's romance with the vegetarian sparkly vampire Edward in an epic novel about the profound pleasures and devastating consequences of immortal love.
I have something to say, but I want you, if you have any more to say, I want you to read their names out. Wait, is this Midnight Sun?
No, this is still the
okay, this is still Midnight Sun. No,
yeah. So I'm going to talk about now. There was a
okay. Can I intercede very quickly about the Hades and Persephone point?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Stephanie Meyer's not. I don't like. She's probably a fine person. I think she's like quite chill apparently about like just her work and everything like that. But I fucking hate this like pseudo intellectual shit that she does, like how New Moon started with a fucking Romeo and Juliet quote, and New Moon is basically just it's the plot structure is just Romeo and Juliet, and I'm like, can you fucking stop with this like 8th grade book report analysis?
If you're saying she's cool, who was it? What's his name? Robert Pattinson said someone was terrible working with. Was that the director or the author?
I thought he hated working with everybody. I thought he just hated the whole fucking thing that he was in.
He said somebody was specifically like terrible.
It probably wasn't her because I haven't heard. I know one who is terrible. E.L. James apparently was. E.L. James got the director of 50 Shades of Grey, like the first movie, fired because she didn't agree with her stance on the movie. She's
allegedly
fucking monster to work with her. You continue. I'm gonna fact check Ian.
Sure. All right. So I just want to say, like, honestly, I cannot wait to not read that and drunk watch the inevitable movie adaptation.
Oh god, all these movie adaptations of stuff that came out like 10 years ago.
I don't think there's a confirmed movie adaptation, but I'm sure.
No, I mean, but like the potential of it.
Yeah.
We got a new Hunger Games book. We got a new. I don't like it.
All right, so some interesting.
I'm
Twilight.
neither gonna watch or like read either.
I like talking, but my friends don't let me talk. I'm being bullied. Please send help.
Sorry,
I
love
haven't
you.
been talking
Continue.
for the most part. Okay,
Yeah, and that's how it should stay.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Colored people should be seen and not heard.
Okay, we don't want to cut that.
Garrett, we're gonna keep you in the attic like Harry Potter.
I'm not. The audience.
Down when people are over.
See, you don't know what
we said
race I am
distaste-
because all you hear is my voice.
Do you remember my first comment where I said we make distasteful jokes? Please keep that in mind. So, some interesting Twilight facts. I just want to end off on this whole tangent before we get fact-checked here. The 4-book Twilight Saga has sold more than 100 million copies, with 5 film adaptations, taking over $3.3 billion US. Since its publication, Meyer has released a gender-swapped version of the story called Life and Death, in which Edward and Bella were replaced by Edith Cullen, spelled Edysthe, and Beau Swan. Beau as in French.
Beau as in the full name, Beauford.
Really?
Yep. I've watched reviews on this. That is their full name. And because you remember how in Twilight, her full name is Isabella, but she hates her full name, so she makes people call her Bella. That's the equivalent. His full name is Beaufort, and he's like, I don't like that name. Call me Beau.
Did they just Control F Edward Cullen with Edith and then Beau?
I actually don't. No. The book's actually written because apparently I've watched some reviews on it. Their characters are slightly different. It is actually a rewritten book.
I like to imagine.
I will give her that.
It's just like we need to gender swap them. What are we gonna name them? Jessica Edward. Jessica Edward. With 2 J's.
Edwina.
Yes.
Oh, TBH, I guess Edith. So it's still right. Obviously, Cullens would be the vampire. I was thinking like the other way around. But like,
Want to know what you haven't touched on about that book though?
I didn't read too far into
that. Other people in it are also gender swapped.
Oh, so it's a full like.
Some of them aren't. Jacob is gender swapped, if I recall.
Well, I guess that would make sense.
Charlie is not. Her parents are the same.
His parents.
His parents. Sorry. Some of Bella's. No, all of Bella's friends are gender swapped. I think at least some of them are. There's more characters that are gender swapped. I think all of the
characters of that novel had absolutely no interest in me, so I could.
I think all of the Cullens are gender swapped, if I recall. Here, I'm gonna. You know what? I don't know what to Google for this fact check, so I'm gonna say that I don't think it was Stephanie Meyer that he was beefing with on set, but I am gonna pull up the list of names. What is it called? Midnight Sun characters. I want to pull up the names of the Cullens.
My favorite thing about what's his name that played Edward? Oh my God, Rob Pattinson. My favorite thing was that he did a video where he was watching the Twilight movies and like making commentary about like how much he hated either like the scene that was going on or like he was giving a lot of like background info.
Oops.
And it was just wonderful. It was just wonderful listening to him.
So we got
making sarcastic comments about how the movie like was filmed and portrayed.
I'm trying to find the call-ins. So we got Jules Black.
Okay.
Do they not have... I'm just on the Wikipedia. Damn it, they only say the Cullens. Hold on. I have to... The Cullen names are fucking awful, if I recall. Midnight Sun. Characters.
I'm sipping my wine.
It's not Midnight Sun. It's not Midnight Sun. What is it called? Life and Death?
Life and Death. Which... terrible name. I'm not...
okay. Here we go. So,
here we go.
We got Isabella Swan is Beaufort Swan. We got Edith Cullen, Jules Black. Jacob's father is, instead of Billy, is now Bonnie Black. Carlisle Cullen is Karine Cullen. Esme Cullen is Ernest Cullen. Those are the parents. Emmett Cullen is Eleanor Cullen. Alice Cullen is Archie Cullen. I'm gonna save the worst one for last. We got Jasper. Why is his name? Oh, is he not Cullen? Jasper is Jessamine with 2 S's.
Ew.
Then we got Rosalie is Royal.
Okay.
Royal.
As okay. Do you want to name that? That sounds like something. That sounds like something one of your sisters would name their kids.
Stop.
Yeah.
I feel like that, but like, I don't think that name would have been historically accurate to when she was named in back.
No, you don't understand.
Okay, apparently I don't understand.
That's it. You don't understand.
I don't.
You're a
pretend to
hater.
understand.
You're a hater.
I don't pretend.
Dude, she was
don't-
born in the first Hot Topic. It's fine.
To be fair, I read the original Twilight series.
Oh, I read all of them.
A lot. Like I reread them, so you know, I wasn't a hater. I was a
lover.
little gay boy in my room in the closet, just both
In your
physically
room-
and metaphorically.
I was gonna
just-
say you were in your room physically, but in the closet figuratively.
Oh, and sitting in the closet reading. 'cause
Oh,
I would like
okay.
to do that.
Physically.
That sounds like something people will do when they're like,
Physically and
"Oh,
sexually.
I'm so emo."
Yeah,
I sit
guess
in my
what? I was an
closet.
emo kid.
Uh,
Insert obligatory picture of my awful face and
I'll
hair.
I'll blur your face out, but just show the hair.
None of us were cool enough to be emo.
My awful face. You said awful face and hair.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
It's disgusting.
I had to go through puberty before I had a jawline. It's fine.
Continue.
That was it. That was all I had to say
Oh, wow.
about books. All I had to say about
We've been recording for an hour.
gaming fests, SpaceX, and
Yeah,
the
by
Sonic
pretty
movie.
quick.
That was all that came to mind that was interesting this week to me. So we can move on to our next
Yeah.
segments about what are we doing, what are we playing, what are we watching.
Excuse me. We have
Oh, sorry.
two more people to go
What do we
through.
got here?
Oh,
I already said.
I thought you.
Good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot you had segments.
But not even two more people. We just forgot about Garrett.
No. Okay. You don't have any. Have you already done your
Yeah,
little
Halo
thing?
3 thing.
Okay. So this is quite old, but I don't remember. I don't know if you remember the
The Yope
Speaking of
commercial.
yes. Do you remember those?
Yup.
Give
Mama.
Fun fact. I don't
The
know.
kid that did that commercial died. I have no idea.
Whoa,
Don't.
wow.
He was the kid that did the Yelp number 13. The kid that did the Yelp commercials was staying at a hotel in Taiwan on a Monday, and he went into the elevator to go down to get something to eat and pressed all the buttons on the elevator, and then when it opened on the bottom, he wasn't inside it.
I hated everything about what you said.
That was like by the seat of my pants. I was like, what am I saying? You know what? You know when you go into a joke and you don't have it fully formed, you're like, oh god. It's like you're like,
You didn't
ooh.
think far enough.
No, I
ahead. You
didn't.
couldn't do it.
So
You're like, man, number 15 is a hard one to get into.
So bringing the conversation back to this is E3 actually, but has to do with E3. It's not about E3. I will mention E3 once in a single sentence.
Okay.
But you remember when the Elder Scrolls 6 was announced, correct?
Yeah.
When the trailer came out and they showed us a landscape that could have been made in the Unity engine.
Yep. And it looked like Skyrim.
And then
but it's fine.
so I want you, before I go into it, I want you to tell me when that trailer came out. When it was announced that Elder Scrolls 6 was coming out.
Has it been a year yet? I think it's been about.
It's
a year.
been 2 years.
Oh my god.
It was announced at E3 2018, and they also announced their new IP, Starfield, which is all we know of that is that it's going to be a single-player, presumably RPG experience. And so the schedule they have is that the next game they're preparing for is Starfield is going to be the next game that's released. And then after that, which is they're going to start working on. They haven't started working on Elder Scrolls 6 yet, by the way.
No.
I'm sure that they
That's
worked on
no.
it, but like
No, it's not. It's not even in production yet. They're all working on. Starfield is coming out first.
okay.
I can't. And my point is, I can't believe they announced a game possibly 10 years before it's going to come out.
They're gonna give Duke Nukem
Because Starfield is predicted to come out around 2021, 2022, and then so we're gonna have another probably 4 to 6 years before.
Are you serious?
No, I'm completely serious.
Wow.
I cannot believe they announced this game so far in advance. It's
pretty
madness.
Pretty
They're
much
just gonna have to-
announced the game, so that way people would stop ragging on them about 76.
No, but guess what?
Look.
Now everyone's read the. I can't remember his name, but the. No. It's one of the he's like a PR guy or something like that. I don't want to look him up, and I'm gonna get people yelling at me if anyone ever sees this. But people keep tweeting at him, being like, do you have any details about Elder Scrolls 6? He's like, dude, this thing isn't even production yet. Like, it's absolutely mad. I'm sure they know where it's set and kind of like have a general feel of it, but I don't think there's any assets made for it. It's madness. It's insane. I can't believe they did that. That's not what.
Hines.
Thank you.
See, I don't know what they're doing right now because it's not like they made any assets for 76. They just used.
But they're doing Starfield. Starfield is a completely new IP.
That's fair.
Like the
well,
but and that's going into my. This is what I want to talk about is Bethesda's relevance in like the RPG gaming space. So,
dwindling.
I'm gonna say it's dwindling. Yeah, my point is that I think it's dwindling.
Reputation.
So you had a lot of their two brands that they have, which Fallout and Elder Scrolls, have been around for like 20 years at this point. And Fallout was a successful game series before Bethesda even had it. Mm-hmm. And then my sort of question about this, not a question, but more of a statement to pose, is that Bethesda seems to rely, because Bethesda is not known for having polished games. They're not known for being, not necessarily of quality, but they're not known for being, like, when they release, they feel antiquated in the year that they release, somewhat. Yeah. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like Fallout 4 released, and the gunplay in Fallout 4 felt like something that would have been released on Xbox 5 years before it came out. The gunplay in Fallout 4 feels so bad to me compared to other games. Compared to Fallout 3 in New Vegas, it feels great. And like the sword play and the combat in Skyrim is the worst part of that game.
Janky shit.
To me, by far. It's not even janky, it's just boring. It's all you do is just hit. It's like a point and click game. You center your mouse on something and you click on it. You know where else I can do that? I can pull up my blank desktop and click on things for fun. Like it's just I am like
but it's also easy enough as like the default game to get into. There's at least different
It is, yeah. It's a good like my girlfriend really enjoys it. It was her first like big RPG experience, and it's not. There's a lot of stuff for her to do, but it's not overwhelming. It's a good baby's first RPG. But as someone who's played a lot of RPGs and likes RPGs, it's not a good RPG. Bethesda is, and the thing is, Bethesda I don't think is making RPGs anymore. They seem to be straying away. They seem to be making action games now with RPG elements, especially with Fallout 76.
Especially if they can make more money on it, because an RPG isn't a constant stream of
exactly.
income. We've seen now.
But the thing is,
since 2011, everything has to be an online.
Fallout 76 seems to be the anomaly, because they've stated that Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 are going to be completely single player experiences.
That's true.
So it's just strange that Bethesda seems to. They're relying less on the quality of their game. This is the thesis of my statement right now. Bethesda seems to rely on the quality of their brand rather than the quality of their games. Like, you think of Fallout or Elder Scrolls, and you think of... Skyrim always in my head is so much more fun than when I actually play it. Even when I'm having fun with Skyrim when I play it.
That's fair. You're like, oh, I'm going to go fight a dragon.
Exactly. I think of back when I was 13 and playing it, and it was... I could spend 5 hours playing Skyrim because it was one of the first big RPGs that I played. And then I play it now, and I'm like, it doesn't feel as like crisp as and this is another point that I have, where it doesn't feel as crisp as things that are coming out like in the same year that their games are released. Even back in 2011 when Skyrim was released, you had something like Dark Souls came out. Witcher 2 was either it came out or was soon to come out. And Dark Souls combat feels it's so much better to play than Skyrim's combat in that sense. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like the gameplay in these games, and now we have games like
Witcher 3.
We have Witcher 3. We have Obsidian doing stuff. Obsidian, the previous holder of the Fallout series, doing stuff like Outer Worlds, and then we even have other studios that weren't originally RPG, weren't originally set to make RPG games, making things like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Breath of the Wild even. Like, I think Bethesda needs to be like brought back to the drawing board in a sense. I think that they seem to be losing like
Their
relevance.
minds.
Not that yes, I'm sure they are with people harassing them about where Elder Scrolls 6 is coming, but I don't know. That's
Okay,
my
well, maybe they shouldn't have said, "Hey."
they absolutely shouldn't have. But that's
You
my
shouldn't
that's
have
my
said
thesis. I don't know what I want to know what you guys think of this. Like, and have it.
No, I agree. They need to like reorganize their priorities of what they need to focus on their games, and like where their fans are going, especially since they have destroyed a lot of their reputation with.
That's what I
76,
mean.
and
Yeah,
just the fact that like there could be a like class action lawsuits against them for some of the shit they've done, and there has been attempts so far. You've got the false marketing for the bag and the special editions, doing absolutely illegal things like marking down items, but really that's the original price. We're just pretending it's a marked down item.
See, I don't even
selling flowers for $5.
I don't even mean about that. I mean their reputation as game designers. Like,
Well, and yeah, it's
Skyrim-
a broken game too.
Skyrim came out, and Skyrim was released in such a different world than we are in now in terms of games. Like, Bethesda was on the top of their game when Skyrim came out. They just had Fallout 3, like, how long was that ago? For 4 years before that? 2008 or something like that? 2007?
Yeah.
And, like, that Fallout 3 was received very well. I think in hindsight, people think Fallout 3 is less good than people thought it was at the time.
I think people more or less just agree that
It was different.
generally that New Vegas is the best.
jean-Luc was saying something.
Oh, I'm just saying that it was different.
Yeah, it was like they seem to have they were able to squeeze by with an outdated engine that's like fucking 10 to 15 years of needing an update because they're using the same engine that they used since, I want to say, like Morrowind. That could be wrong, but it's at least Oblivion, if not earlier, which is absolutely fucking insane because that's more than 10 years at this point. Like, they haven't made a new engine. They're just like, oh, let's patch up our old engine, which is why their game's so fucking poorly optimized sometimes. And they just, like, you have all the bugs and whatnot. Like,
Yeah.
Bethesda can't slide by on making big open RPGs anymore when they have competition like Witcher 3, like what I assume is going to be Cyberpunk. Even stuff like Outer Worlds, that's a bit smaller, but more
Other companies, even some of the bigger companies.
Exactly,
you've
like-
got, Valhalla.
You can't. I think they're gonna have to go back and be like, okay, we're because no one's gonna call themselves. Maybe when, you have Morrowind come out, you had Oblivion come out, and people could call themselves Bethesda fans. But do you know anyone that would call themselves a Bethesda fan?
No.
Like,
I'm
Would
a fan
you
of
call
their
your-
games. I don't
That's
know
what
if
I
like
mean.
the company.
but I think
No, that's the point.
They seem to- they're
There's
like
still
an
these people that
author.
like certain companies.
they're like an author that writes a really well-known character, but and people go in saying, oh, do you have this character's book? Unlike an author where you go in saying, oh, do you have the new James Patterson book or something like that? When you're looking for like, they're eclipsed by their brand. They sell well because people are attached to the brand, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they seem to just, I have my note here is like, specifically, will their new IP, Starfield, be successful, what seems to be a faltering pace for them, or do they seem to be relying more upon the brand to have their game sell? Which I think was honestly the big thing about Fallout 76, is that it was like,
Yeah.
oh, multiplayer Fallout, if that, and I'm worried about that because Starfield is a new IP, like I said. And is anyone going to buy it? Like,
Well, and the question, even if they assume people are going to buy it, then there's the whole fact of how much funding are they going to put into it when it's a risk on them. They might just be like, get the B team to make that and just like slap it together, kind of, and then we'll see if it sells. Which will just end up having a game that's not going to sell because it's going to be bad. So it's just like, how much funding are they going to risk on this?
like just hearing that Bethesda is making a sci-fi RPG, would you purchase that?
I have to see it.
Like,
I really,
yeah.
I
But,
know
like-
that if it's going to be of a
after
similar
their actions,
quality and caliber with it, like, you know, an updated idea, like updated graphics, obviously, and everything. To Skyrim, obviously, exponential growth in the world of open MMORPG, or not MMO, but just regular RPG games. I would say yes, but, you know,
But the thing is,
it'll be $80, I'm sure, you know, every new game, plus whatever DLC. So let's say 120.
I would rather buy, as a consumer, I would rather buy something like, if I want a sci-fi RPG, I would rather buy something like Cyberpunk or Outer Worlds than than if Starfield, because I don't know what's going to be released around the time Starfield comes out. I don't like.
Yeah. Additionally, I think there's also enough people like me who are just like, after what they did, I want to wait for any reviews and like in-depth analysis of how the game performs before even thinking of buying it, because you had just like literally selling a broken game with broken promises to people. So it depends on what it's going to be.
They shattered their trust in their branding.
I just don't. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I just don't think the mechanics of their games and the gameplay and even the fidelity of the engine and the fidelity of the graphics and how it feels to play their games lives up to the hype, not only of them but of other games, from other studios. Like the Elder Scrolls 6 trailer released, and then this is a perfect the epitome of it is that the Elder Scrolls they announced Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield in the same conference at E3 in 2018. When was the first time you heard about Starfield?
This year.
Yeah. Like, do you remember anyone talking about it from the conference?
The first time I heard about it was you telling me it right.
Exactly. You had all these articles written about and videos talking about it. You know, you had the videos with the red circles drawn on a zoomed in part of the trailer where they're talking about how there's some secret like ruin carved into a fucking tree stump where they could tell what like province we're gonna be in the next game. Mm-hmm. But there were so many people just discussing this in articles and videos and posts and whatnot. I'm sure Twitter was going off about it. I don't remember it that well. 2018 was a year ago in the fucking depths of my mind.
Like, is this going to be in like Hammerfall? Is this going to be in elsewhere?
Yeah. And then in the articles you heard they're looking at all this Elder Scrolls 6. We wonder where it's going to be. Oh, they also announced another new IP called Starfield. It's just like at the tail end of the article, and it's
so they'll also like it's like they're saying that it's like the whole time it's like, so this game's coming out as analysis, so we'll be on the lookout for that in Starfield. That what?
Yeah, it's like what?
Whomst?
It's
Star what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Starfleet Academy.
Star Wars Battlefront 3.
EA Star Wars Battlefront EA 3. EA.
Yeah, that's the worry I have is that. I'm sure I'll play Starfield. I'm sure I'll play Elder Scrolls 6 as well. But I just would like if Bethesda... Me personally, I would like if Bethesda just like went back to basics and was like... Because Bethesda, when Arena and Daggerfall and even Morrowind came out, they were the RPG company back then. Mm-hmm. They were up there with Obsidian and... I can't remember. I don't know anyone else now because I was born after. I didn't actually play these games because I started playing games when I was a chitlin, and I was a chitlin in like the late 2000s. But but don't worry about it. But you know all the 90s PC game like RP like who the fuck made Baldur's Gate?
I know Lionhead Studios was big.
Yeah, you have Lionhead. You have Obsidian, you have... What I feel like Obsidian made Baldur's Gate. I could be wrong.
EA, but like I don't think like that.
Just all these like Baldur's Gate, Star Wars, like SWOTR, Knights of, or Coder, sorry, Knights of the Republic, Old Republic 2, fucking original Elder Scrolls games. Like all of them were Bethesda was up there in the echelon, and now you bring up RPG. Who's the first people you think of for good RPG games in 2020?
Obsidian still.
CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red, yeah.
That's kind of it. But like, and by RPG, I mean in depth. Like,
surprisingly, Ubisoft now.
No, but I wouldn't call Ubisoft a full-on RPG. When I think of RPG, I mean like in depth. There's 500 different ways you can tackle a problem. You can make a character. A good mark of an RPG for me, of a good RPG, is you can make a character that is not at all combat oriented and still finish the game without getting into combat once. You can talk your way out of things explicitly. You can sneak past things explicitly. There's no part where you explicitly have to do something the developer's way, which, I mean, that's hard. It's harder to do now because RPGs back when they were Baldur's Gate were just made with pixels and fucking paint tools. But
or even go back even farther and it's just word based.
Exactly, yeah. It's so much easier to make branching paths and choices like that when you don't have a fully 3D engine with photorealistic graphics. But it's just, I feel like Bethesda has, because don't get me wrong, I like Skyrim. I still fucking play Skyrim. I'm back to playing Skyrim after like a 5-year hiatus, and I'm having a lot of fun. But and even Fallout 4, I had like 20 hours in Fallout 4, and I kind of got tired of it. But I still had fun once I went into it, not expecting it to be an RPG with some action elements rather than an action RPG. Like, it's definitely an action shooter, like a third-person shooter with RPG elements. But
yeah, because choices are super simple.
They need to. I believe in them. They're like a student that's getting like a fucking like B-, and I know they can get like a fucking A, and I'm like, I believe in you.
I think they're getting a little bit less than a B-.
Maybe now.
Right now.
When Fallout 4 came out, I would have given them a B-, but Fallout 76 was a bit of a shit in the bed moment.
They're pretty.
That was the
project
project that they gave in. They got like a 30% on it, and it brought their GPA down immensely.
Don't at me.
Anyways, that's my little section there.
All right. Huh. Thank you for that insight.
You're welcome.
Fun times.
Talking about that.
Gamists. Talking about gamists.
You're not angry. You're not.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Disappointed. You think that they can do better. You said.
Talking about our career as gamists. What are we playing?
GTA Online.
GTA Online. So who wants to go first talking about... Ian, you go first talking about GTA Online, because you've played it you've played it throughout its existence, so...
Yeah, I've just been wrangled back into this shit after playing it this entire
Give us your overall opinion on GTA Online as a subject.
Overall opinion, I can't stand being in this game and it being just hackers or people.
I thought you were just gonna be like, overall opinion. I can't stand being in this game, but I still play it.
Yeah, no, pretty much. It's like I can't stand being in like a game where Rockstar will just pretty much let modders and shit run around because they know that people can't make money if they're just getting fucked with by other people with giant like flying rocket cars and rocket bikes. When they give you deliver this Prius, and if somebody destroys you, too bad. It's not armored whatsoever.
Like, I don't understand how... I said this to you guys last night, but name like... I could probably name... What was what I was complaining about last night when I said that I can name like 5 quality of life improvements, small quality of life improvements that would make the game so much better.
Yeah,
it was one of them. Being able to just take all of your clothes off with a single button press.
Yeah. The ability to mix clothes much better than it currently is.
Being able to also go into a private online game and do online stuff without having to go
into
back
single
player.
Yeah, but
like
the removal of that business feature and making it so you can do it with friends privately, because already if you're in a game with less people, it just spawns AI. Well, why don't you just make it by default spawn AI and you just ignore the fact that it's that like there's people in the games. It's like stop forcing people to go to these online games to play it, and then everything is spend $5 million and you might get some back on these stupid businesses. So they've definitely found that in their way. That being said, it's probably the funnest game I can think of when you just get friends together, because the amount of assets in the game and shit to mess around with while doing missions or just fucking around the free mode cannot be rivaled by, I think, any other open world multiplayer game I can think of right now. Because there's other ones where it's like, oh, getting a car and getting your friends together is going to be hard, whether it be on more survival-based games and whatnot. But this is something where it's completely based in just having like weird assets and being able to steal. Like, there's not many other games where you can just be like, yeah, let's just fucking steal a giant jet, fly across, jump out, smash into a building, do this, do that. There's a lot of things to do, and I'm always happy about that.
Yeah.
But they need to fix how the money system works in this game and not have it pretty much pay to win. It's absolutely pay to win this.
Because I can't.
It's not new player friendly.
It is. I was just gonna say that.
That's why they see, because I played it since 2013. They would not let me import my account. They disabled that feature, probably because they realized, oh, it's not new person friendly. So let's just get rid of everyone's accounts if they want to play it on the on this version.
Jumping off that point is that I can't understand why in a multiplayer game where you can kill other people. Like, don't get me wrong. I know that like games where you can grief other people, you kind of want you have to like having a ranking system. It's just a thing in multiplayer games. Like, there's not fucking anything to do if you don't have a ranking system with unlocks. But someone unlocking like if I'm playing Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare, and someone unlocks like Sleight of Hand Pro or something like that, and they're able to fucking kill me because they have better perks than me. That's different, because that's a different scenario than someone having a flying jet bike where I only have a fucking like Maserati with a pistol in my back pocket, and then they're able to literally fucking carpet bomb the entire street I'm on with their rocket launcher and grenade launcher that they are holding in their flying jet bike.
a similar.
And then on top of that, the only way to make money to earn those things and get business and like work with these businesses is you specifically, even if you have your own good things, it's like, okay, you have to sell your business stuff, and here it is in this completely unarmored, completely undefensible tugboat that you can sit on, and there's nothing to hide in it, and you just if one person with explosive ammunition jet comes up, you're dead.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do.
A similar complaint I kind of have in general with multiplayer games now and ranking systems. Well, first thing is, when you play single player, or like in any of these games, nothing ever translates over to multiplayer in terms of anything. In previous, I feel like, and I could be completely wrong, but in some of the original Call of Duty games, like even like 4, Modern Warfare, or whatever, if you played through the main story, you got like a certain rank that when you went into multiplayer to like do quick matches or whatever, like people could, that included into your rank as experience playing the game.
Yeah.
And now you don't get shit. And for GTA, I complete the entire story. I'm completely done. I go in. I don't get to transfer anything. Obviously, I mean,
even Master Chief Collection. I was just gonna say that you play all the why play campaign in fucking Halo anymore if you want to get rank? There's no reason.
And also not even rank, because it's even before they added the reach feature of unlocking stuff. First, it was just like everything is kind of unlocked already, and that was okay because we're having all the games. I know people can't put all the time into each game, so we're just going to have all the stuff already unlocked so you can look what you want. And that's fun, and people just had fun with that game. Then they added the reach system where it's like, oh, we're going to do a stupid, like, it looks like a bootleg season pass, and you have to unlock things, but you can't get any experience in in campaign. Meanwhile, you could, in the original, just play by yourself, like custom games, play campaign, and still rank up. Not as much as multiplayer, but it helps when you're somebody who doesn't want to play online. You want to play the campaigns, and now you have to play online. There, you can still do it through Firefight, but not through custom Firefight. It has to be through match-made Firefight. So yeah, that sucks. The games need to stop doing that.
I agree with your point that you said earlier, where like I do have a lot of fun when I'm playing with my friends in this game. Like I think every session we've played for a solid 3 hours every time.
And we've had solid fun, messed around.
And it's just a meme, but I hated that I said that. I hated that I said that.
Just a meme.
That's because us being together and having the opportunity to use assets in this game is the entertainment.
Yeah, but I wished, like, I hate that they went this route where I haven't played the business stuff, so I could be speaking out of my ass here, but they're the same thing with just new skins on them every time.
Oh, it absolutely is. No. It absolutely is.
And
well, they have added the heist, thankfully.
Yeah.
They have added the casino heist, but again, you do have to sink money into it. But here's all the businesses. First, it was the motorcycles, which opened up that feature and had some smaller missions. But when they added that, they added the businesses like the Coke houses and the cash ones, and every single business works like this. You have a business before it's at all usable. You have to sink millions of dollars to buy it, and then millions of dollars to put security and shit. And I'll tell you what happens if you don't. You then spend an entire week sourcing cargo to fill it up in open games where people can just steal that cargo from you or blow you up. Then when you finally all get it together, one of two things happens. A, you didn't buy an extra $3 million worth of security, and while you're on the other side of the map, it'll go, oh no, some AI are attacking your weed lab. And you go there and you kill them, and you're like, oh, I've saved my weed, right? And then it's like, no, half your weed's gone, they ate it while you weren't here. Or you manage to fill it up, and you're like, hey, I'm going to sell it. Then it's like, okay, here's a shitty 18-wheeler with no defenses. Get this to the other side of the map. And then Rockstar goes, hey, everyone else in the game, get in your giant, super fast flying rocket bikes and just blow this asshole up for a couple grand.
So the reason I brought that up, though, is because what I don't understand why Rockstar didn't take a more... I hate that I'm saying this because I don't like MMOs as like a core principle, but I don't know why they didn't take a more MMO approach to this. Can you imagine how fun it would have been to play a more story-based set of missions in a multiplayer GTA game? Like,
yeah. Luckily, that is what the heists are there for. Now,
no, but it's not, like that's the heists are great. I love the heists; they're very fun to do. But I don't understand why they couldn't have like a mission log or something like that. Like it just.
Or if there was businesses, you got hired to be like defense for a certain business, and there was missions you had to do to unlock these things and get millions.
It's so strange. I just feel like this feels like they made a sandbox, and then just how do I describe this? They made a sandbox and then
added gravel
through a bunch of ways to make money into it. And then with that money, you can buy better equipment and whatnot. But the only thing you can do with that equipment is make more money with it instead of playing furthering a story or something like that. You have a progression system, but the progression system just feeds into itself to make the progression system easier to progress. Like there's no.
The only incentive to doing anything is to not get fucked over in an open
exactly game. Yeah, like it's like, oh, I have a lot of money so I can buy super armored shit in case some fucking dude that wants to kill me and then call me the gamer word just fucking shatters my existence into pieces. And it's like, oh wow, I can't do that. I have $50 million and I bought an armored vehicle.
But that doesn't matter anymore, anyways, because you've got the hack situation.
I know.
So it's just people with mod menus, and then
I also take a lot of offense, or I have a qualm with the fact that people can I don't have a fix for this, so it's maybe like a bit asinine
as a starting
of me.
Player, this is a frustrating.
It may be asinine of me to say this, but. Fucking hate. I just want to get somewhere. And then not only does some asshole keep killing me with his flying god bike and hitting me in the air with a fucking stand ability, but he just fucking I spawn 8 feet away from him. And then I try to get my car. I want to call my fucking car back or get another car, and he's like, no, you can't escape the radius of my fucking master hand.
There is the go passive ability.
But I was gonna say that it's like, oh, you can't shoot at anything. Oh, you mean the thing that I go into GTA when I just want to kill some time to do? I just want to fucking murder civilians to get 5 stars and have the cops chase me with fucking armored vehicles. Especially now that I'm in the game with my friends. But no, I can't do that because the only way for some asshole to not kill me with a fucking North Korean nuke is to turn into a fucking Turn to fucking Aiden from Beyond Two Souls, and so no one can touch me.
Or even apart from that, what's that? You're across the map from everybody. You're nowhere near anybody. Oh, random explosions started falling from the sky, and now you've been turned into a Ferris wheel. That's fun. Oh, you were trying to deliver something, and like I was stealing a car because I there's a series called Import Export, which is technically the fastest way to make money, and it's stealing and selling cars. So it's the better of these business assets. And I like it. I enjoy it just because it's cathartic. Just stealing cars. It's just driving in the game. It's fun. But I'm driving, and then suddenly there's a guy in my passenger seat when I'm going 100, and I go, well, that's not good. And then my character teleports out of the car, and then he teleports to a police station and ruins it for me. So it's like, oh, good. That's exactly what I needed.
Love me some hacks.
Some lead hacks.
Do we have anything? I was going to talk about Control, but we're already hour and 30 minutes in.
You need like an hour to.
I think I may bring that up. I'll bring that up next episode.
Yes, please.
But does anyone else have any closing statements? Any media they've put into their eye holes?
Media, more like memedia.
Oh,
Is what I'm saying.
Google memedia.
I'm good.
Man, Stadia is like still advertising.
I know.
see so many ads.
I
for
just
Stadia.
watched a YouTube video this morning about it.
Well, I guess they own YouTube, so that's free advertising for them.
I guess. Yeah.
You don't have to pay
I
for
mean,
that
no,
shit.
they don't. That's not how that would work. But yeah.
The fucking marketing exec in you was like, I take issue with your statement.
They're separate businesses, so they would pay each other. Anyway, it's fine.
I know, but the money goes back to them. No
Eventually,
matter what.
yes, it
So
gets
it's-
pumped into the Google DeepMind.
They-
but-
Pumped into their Google DeepMind veins.
Yes.
Through their Google
Sure.
DeepMind arteries.
Yes.
They're big,
But,
deep.
but
algorithms.
accounting is things. Things are accounting. It's fine.
Should you make a separate podcast under this show where it's just accounting? Just about accounting?
I wouldn't want to because I absolutely hate the study of accounting, and it's
You can do an economics podcast.
What if
Economics
we
is
do
not
gaming-
accounting. I mean, it's
gaming
yeah.
economics.
Okay, well you
We
can
just- we just talk
you
about,
have
like-
some background like that you can understand it though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Take
So
classes.
what would we call your economics podcast?
Gamernomics.
Stop. Oh god, that was fucking the
spelled with a
worst
Y.
thing you've ever said to me in my life. I had a physical reaction to that.
But like the best part is we just talk about like video game economics and just talking about like
talk about
random
talk about
Eastford store $100
talk about-
I almost
Colonial
threw
Marines.
up when you said that.
Talk about the real world economics
You
of
said
video
that, and
games.
it just immediately, I thought of like some 2011 college humor video where it's like, "Hey everyone, I'm making a podcast about the economics of games. We're going to talk about the state of economy, the states of economy in a game every single day. Today we're focusing on Skyrim's economy." Like just like, that was like the most 2011 thing you've ever said to me, or like made me picture at least. I don't think that was your intent, but the image that
It's
conjured
the
up.
new like IGN show.
Yeah.
Oh well. Anyway, on that note, we're gonna end off. Thank you all for tuning in to
You didn't even give us
whatever
a vote
this.
on that.
Yeah, you know what? You don't get ending commentary. We just need to end
This is
this
not a
because
The end slate is only for the gays.
We
This
get the
is-
final
this is how
word.
democracy dies with thunderous applause.
Oh.
yeah, I think we're
Star
gonna need
Wars
to
meme here.
add some friend style laugh tracks into everything just
fuck,
to
I
like
hate you.
pump up the funniness of our.
Soundboard. Should I have a live
This is how
soundboard with me?
democracy ends with Fred style.
I would
laugh
love
tracks.
that. I would love a live soundboard. It would make things
Okay.
But
ostensibly
all of them
worse.
just have to be like epic, just like all old memes.
All right.
It's Charlie bit me, am
That's
I right?
enough.
Ooh,
That's enough.
We're done.
That's
We're
just
done
enough.
for
Okay,
today.
yeah. On that dead note, let's go dead out of here.
Dead this podcast.
Thank you all for listening.
Thank you for listening to the final episode of this podcast. We're not coming back after that. This
Nothing
is
to
it.
come back to. It's crashed. It's
We'll
burning.
Okay.
We'll be dead before the
All
next podcast.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye. We're all so terrible at intros, but or outros, by the way.
Yeah.
We're all just like goodbye, but also this. On that note of me extending the goodbye. Goodbye.